In 1989, Bob Kerrey ran for Nebraska Senator for the first time, becoming a Senator of Nebraska until 2001. He lived in New York City from 2001 to 2012, recently coming back to run again for Nebraska Senator. Many non-supporters of Kerrey call him a carpetbagger for not living here the last 12 years. He uses many tactics while competing against Deb Fischer. One of his released advertisements contained information about Deb Fischer's family, who sued their neighbors over a land dispute. Kerrey uses this to make the viewers feel sympathetic for Fischer's neighbors. This can turn the public against her, which of course helps him along with votes.
The Kime family homesteaded in Cherry County in the 1890s and have always been pillars in the community.
It's very valuable land because it's along the Snake River.
The Kimes let the Fischers graze their cattle there for years and didn't charge them anything.
I think the Fischers knew 100% of what they were doing by suing the Kimes for land that they did not own. The courts ruled against the Fischers of trying to take that land.
What the Fischers did to the Kimes just isn't right.
Neighbors do not sue neighbors.
The Kimes incurred $40,000 from this lawsuit.
And I've lived in Valentine most of my life, and there are people that are scared to cross the Fischers.
I think it speaks a lot about her character.
I made informant and poll phone calls for my 2 hours of campaigning for Senator Bob Kerrey. There was only one other person there at the office. She had very strong and lengthy opinions on why Bob Kerrey is right for Nebraska. I could tell just based on overhearing her calls. Making calls wasn't very challenging after the first few. I did have to get used to the coded chart I had to fill out with each call, marking whether I spoke to the listed person, if not, why, and if so, who did they plan to vote for. Besides the chart, it was pretty simple, especially since I only got to talk to about 10 people, 5 of whom who only spoke Spanish. One person had passed on and I spoke with his wife instead. 2 people yelled at me for calling during their family's dinner time, and the last person talked to me for a good 10 minutes or more, waiting until the end to tell me they hated Bob Kerrey. They were definitely voting for Deb Fischer. That person listed all the things that Bob Kerrey will try to fix. However, he doesn't seem to agree with how Kerrey plans to go about fixing them. This is the person that was in charge of the office I campaigned at, and they had a lot of these "keep calm and carry on" t-shirts. The other lady that was there while I was told me about how her yard signs for Senator Bob Kerrey have been getting stolen. But it wasn't just her yard signs either. The widowed lady I spoke to had her signs stolen too. I don't think my perceptions of Bob Kerrey changed, which could be because of if the caller says they are voting for Deb Fischer, I was instructed to thank them for their time and hang up immediately. Or it could be because the lady that was volunteering when I was very convincing. She talks passionately about Bob Kerrey, more than what his commercials conveyed. She had really done her research. You could tell because she was very strong-minded and not easily swayed at all.